As 2022 comes to an end, we're taking a look back at some of the biggest stories in our community and beyond. From elections to big legislation, 2022 will be a memorable year when it comes to state politics. Our Alasyn Zimmerman takes a look back at some of the biggest moments.
Let's get to work.
2022 started off at the state capitol, with Democrats and Republicans agreeing on priorities ahead of the legislative session, but having different ideas on how to get there. After 4 months, lawmakers passed sweeping legislation when it comes to wildfires, fentanyl, and one of the more controversial pieces of legislation, abortion. In El Paso County, an eventful primary season with a divide in the Republican Party between one group running as a slate and calling themselves the top-line candidates, running against another group who called themselves the common sense candidates, made up mostly of incumbents. Come election night, it was incumbents and those running in the same camp that came out on top. But that didn't stop other candidates from requesting recounts. Since the results did not fall within the margin for a mandatory recount, candidates had to pay for them to happen. Statewide, all 64 counties also held recounts for the Secretary of State race. This came at the request of Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters, who lost the primary. In the end, the results of all of these recounts did not change the original results.
I think it's good that she's sending somebody down.
Pueblo County faced some hiccups this past election cycle. In June's primary, hundreds of voters received ballots that did not have a county commissioner race on it. Other ballots had the incorrect state house seat. And ahead of the general election in November, ballots sent to voters had a tear-off tab that said official primary election ballot. That resulted in Secretary of State Jenna Griswold appointing an election supervisor for both the primary and general elections. The clerk and recorder, Bo Ortiz, lost his primary in June after holding the office for 4 terms.
Because it's a high-profile race, or it could be because we're American and we want instant gratification.
The attention on Pueblo County wouldn't stop there. A tight race shaped up in Colorado's 3rd congressional district, where Democrat Adam Frisch looked to unseat incumbent Republican Lauren Boebert. Pueblo County being the largest population center of the 27 counties that make up the district. The race remained close for days, with Boebert ultimately pulling ahead.
We are second highest.
Governor Jared Polis and Republican challenger Heidi Ganahl took the stage for the state debate with News 5 and the Gazette ahead of the 2022 election. Statewide, Republicans lost ground, losing seats in both the state House and state Senate, and losing all statewide offices with not a single candidate gaining 45% of the vote or more. And that's a look back at some of the key moments in Colorado politics in 2022. Alasyn Zimmerman, News 5.